Hello and welcome back to the channel. We have a different look today. Let me know if you like it. I can assume that most, if not all, the people in my age range has had a similar experience. Picture this. It's 3 a.m. on a school night. You know you should be going to sleep, but you are just glued to your phone. When you're mindlessly scrolling, when all of a sudden you see this terrifying image, a pale white face with piercing eyes staring back at you. This hot feeling starts to light under your skin. That's all before you notice the huge red smile across its face. You swiftly turn off the screen and retreat to your blanket, trying to close your eyes and go to sleep. However, this image is burned into the back of your eyelids, never to be forgotten. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'll explain. It's kind of the whole point of the video. The image in my example is of Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer is a creepypasta that went viral online in the 2010s. He and a whole bunch of other characters are very well known creepypastas among people of my age group. I'm 20, by the way. Now, if you don't know what a creepypasta is, I promise it's not a creepy bowl of pasta. The term creepypasta is actually a denomination of copypasta. A copypasta being the block of text that was pasted to multiple people. So those long messages that you never read that say, send this to 10 people you love or you're gonna have 7 years of bad luck. That's a copypasta, and creepypastas at the time were more of a modern form of folklore, specifically in the horror genre, and usually these stories would have an image to go along with it. Creepypastas would go on to terrify many children, including myself, but looking back on those stories and images, I want to ask the question, were they ever really that scary? Of course, when you're a child, yes, they are scary. Blood red eyes, a huge wide smile going across the face is gonna make any child run to their parents. But come on, like this was the scariest thing little me could have envisioned. Today, I want to take a look at a few of these characters and see if I still find them scary. I won't get into the actual lore behind these characters because I'm sure most of the people who came across these images as children didn't actually find the stories to go along with them, or at least I didn't. Yeah, call me like a fake creepypasta girl or whatever. I didn't actually give a fuck about the stories. And on a side note, most of the stories are poorly written and very hard to follow. To put it bluntly, it's very obvious some edgy teenager decided to pick up writing as a hobby and just spewed out a bunch of horse shit. Like, let's be for real, have you guys actually read the original Jeff the Killer story? The original story is like really bad.
I was made fun of and I was bullied, and that's whenever I decided to burn my eyelids off and start killing, because killing is fun.
That's basically how it goes. So just because we're already talking about it, the first one I want to look at is Jeff the Killer because I have the longest history with this image. This was the first time I had ever encountered any creepypasta, like ever. This was the first. And it shook me to my core. I remember I was spending the night with one of my family members and she told me about a killer on the loose called Jeff the Killer. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I remember that she pulled up the image on a huge TV screen and for months, maybe even years, I would just remember that image and think that he was gonna come and kill me. Okay, now looking at the image, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's kind of funny. The first thing that I noticed as an adult is how fucked up his teeth are. I need to find out where he gets his nose jobs done because the nose is just gone. It reminds me of the early Dress to Impress days where everybody just didn't have a nose. What makes this less scary too is just when you try to go look up the photo, you are just bombarded with fan art and questionable drawings of him. I had to actually scroll down a few rows before I could even find the original image. You guys, the ones that are making this fan art, yeah, all of you, first off, incredibly talented, and second off, you're weird. And I like it. The next image that I want to go over is Smile Dog. My first encounter that I can remember with Smile Dog was with my older sister. We both found the image and the terror that was in our eyes, that is something that can never be recaptured. And since then, I never looked up the image ever again. And I was honestly terrified to look it up just for this video, but oh god. Now I didn't know this until I was writing the script, but there's actually 2 versions of this. So this first one made me laugh because like what the fuck, Like, what is this? It reminds me of those images that grandmas would post on Facebook where there'd be a dog with like dentures in its mouth. But this is actually not the one that I came across when I was younger. I didn't know this existed. This is the one that I came across when I was younger. It's just distorted and deep fried, and it low-key looks like Jeff the Killer, but like if he was a furry. There isn't really much to say about this one. It doesn't strike any fear into my soul like the good old days of the internet. The next one that I'm gonna go over didn't really scare me as much as the others, like at all, but it did leave an impact on me. This one is Squidward with the bloodshot eyes. Oh god. I don't even know if this one counts as a creepypasta. It's like a lost media thing, but I don't care. I came across this one funnily in, I think it was a Watch Mojo video. Like I said, it never scared me much, but it did possibly lead into a fear that I have. That fear being of eyes. This one's obviously not scary, but what makes me laugh about this one is it actually got put into a real SpongeBob episode. And I can't remember if they had to take it out of the episode because it was actually scaring children, but this scares you. This scares you? Try this. The last one that I want to go over is probably the most infamous one. So much so that there's actually a crime case involving it. If you couldn't guess, it's Slender Man. I used to get really freaked out when I was in the woods because I thought Slender Man would get me. I actually had no idea like about the notes and the lore behind it. I guess I kind of just thought that he would chill out in the woods and get ya. I don't even really remember how I came across Slender Man. I just kind of knew that was a thing. Now I feel like I'm a little desensitized to Slender Man because of those TikToks of someone dancing around in their bedroom dressed as him. I love those TikToks so much. On a surface level, it's not scary, but I will say that a few of the photos are very good. If I saw this out in the woods, I would piss, shit, and cry. But like I said, on a surface level, like, it's just a big old white man in a suit, which honestly is kind of scary. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about today. I don't know, I just found it a fun topic, especially after the more serious video that I had. But like I said at the beginning of this video, my light died. But like I said at the beginning of this video, let me know how you think about the look. Go check out my other videos. I swear my light doesn't die in those. And if you've made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments what your first experience was with creepypastas. I love hearing those. Go ahead and leave a like on the video and maybe consider subscribing. That's all for today, so I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I did that.